I was like, you know what, I have to step out in faith and do this. And I really didn't know the Lord personally. Growing up, I had a lot of chronic health issues.
This is my time to give my all, to suffer well.
Knowing that, like, no matter what you're going through, no matter how hard, how good, how easy, whatever it is, that, like, God is going to bring you through it, and He's going to sit with you in the pain just as much as He'll sit with you in the joy. And I have to reflect and sit back down and realize, like, God was just sitting there the whole time. Like, I was waiting for you. Like, I wanted to hug you. I wanted to comfort you.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Journey After podcast. I'm your host, Jordan, and today I'm with a special guest, Gabbi Baumann.
Yes.
Thanks so much for coming on. I recently actually just met Gabbi a couple months ago through mutual connections at church, and it is so exciting to be able to have her on today to actually get to know her a little bit, because we actually haven't got to sit down and have a conversation to, really learn much about each other. So this is going to be super fun and interesting. But yeah, Gabbi, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thanks for having me, girl. I'm excited.
I'm excited. So do you want to share anything fun or interesting about you for the listeners?
Okay, a little bit about me. I born and raised Cincinnati, Ohio. Moved here last September, so been here for almost a year now, coming on a year. And I currently just launched my own business, so a mobile coffee cart. So super fun. Check it out if you're ever in the Charlotte area.
What's it called?
It's called Palm and Psalms. So Palm and Psalms Coffee and Co. So we do a little bit of everything, like to cater to whoever.
Yeah.
Just something everyone can want.
What made you want to do that?
I love coffee, but I love the craft of like healthy and just having something that like you go to a coffee shop and you don't have to question like the brand or where the beans are coming from. So growing up, I just kind of grew in that aspect, which is also why I like bake and everything like that. Everything from scratch, no seed oils, refined sugars, all that stuff.
Wow.
And so like God placed it on my heart, and I kept being like, maybe, and I was like, you know what, I have to step out in faith and do this, and so it's been awesome.
That's so cool. Yeah, your logo is so cute. I love looking at
Yes,
it when I see it.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna definitely add in the description and at the end sharing Gabbi's coffee business. And if you're here in Charlotte, definitely check her out. Go get a taste test. Where do you just pop up?
Yeah, so I post pop-ups, and then I also like work with like brands or gyms or things like that, or corporate, kind of go with the flow. So there's going to be a Charlotte Coffee Festival in October that I'll be in, which will be really fun. So you can definitely check it out.
Definitely check that out. I'll
Yeah.
add all the links and her socials so you guys can go see what that's all about. I'm excited to try it.
Yes.
But yeah, no, so that's cool about you. I didn't know you moved from Ohio either. I have a lot of family there. So thank you for that intro about yourself. That's really cool. And excited to get to know you on that level. But, I want to know, like, when did Gabbi find Jesus? Where did the faith walk start? Was it something that you grew up in? Yeah, how did you find Jesus?
Yeah, so I grew up Catholic, so we always went to like mass and everything like that, and then Christian as well. So we did a little bit of both, but it was never anything like pressing. I really didn't know the Lord personally. I just knew, the church. And so growing up, I had a lot of chronic health issues. And it was something that was just like, you just take meds, you just go to the doctor, but never really found, what was the root cause and what was, the root, how to heal from that. So as I got older and went into college, I, was just blessed with the gift of wanting to know the Lord, and truly he sought me, and he found me and pulled me out from the grave, truly. And that's a different part of my testimony, but as the health aspect inside of things, I just got really, really, really sick, and nothing was helping. Functional, holistic, prescription, pharmaceutical, it doesn't matter. Nothing was helping. And I was getting super frustrated because Doctors couldn't give me answers, and God could give answers, and He did. And it's just written in the Bible about how to heal spiritually, physically, mentally. And so I just started working more on like taking, what made sense and biblically what made sense, as well as like just kind of common sense, and trying to apply that to my life and like on the healing side. So I'm still going through a healing journey with him, and just knowing that he's the foundation. And at the end of the day, I just don't question him, because sometimes the healing doesn't look like what I want it to look like, physically, but I just know that like this isn't eternity, and just kind of trusting in his plan with that has kind of brought me to the other side of being able to like him to use me. And even though I might still have like really rough days, that's a testimony to my faith, and that can be spread to others.
Yeah. Wow.
So
So you kind of mentioned like kind of shifting to things like according to the Bible. Like, what biblically did you kind of shift to that you were
yeah,
able to change from, either being medicated or going to holistic things? Like,
yeah.
what were those changes?
So for me personally, because not one thing fits all. I think that's like a common misconception, is people are like, oh, well, this worked for me, but like God hand created each one of us so different and one of a kind.
Yeah.
And so for me personally, I just looked back on like simplicity. So what are like, how can I make bread just as simple as possible? How can I eat, like, what are the fruits? What are the meats? Like, etc. And then also applying that with what God's word says on like, by his stripes, we are healed, and like his blood, it's like sets us free. It's the only answer. And just kind of reading what he says about me, as well as like searching for what makes the most sense for me, has been like a huge thing. And just kind of, I think it's really cool how just even our like anatomy, on how like he made us, like how our chromosomes look, like our vertebrae on our back, and just everything was so intentional. And just using that with like Western and Eastern medicine like combined, to just see like what, just honestly, I just fit the pieces of the puzzle with what he says to what the world says, to what makes the most sense for me and what my health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. No, that honestly, like, I know that so many people do stuff like that, where like they make things with the like least amount of ingredients or stuff like
Yeah.
that. I just like, I guess for me, it's always been so hard like to do that. I think everybody struggles with their own things, and like, granted, like this should be something that I live by more, because I have health issues. I've been my way round and around the doctors so many times that they aren't surprised anymore when they see me.
Yeah.
But, it's just like, I feel like so many people do struggle with kind of this kind of stuff, and the easy band-aid is medication or
Mhm.
these other things. And not to say that medication is bad,
Yeah.
because I think there is a lot of, misconceptions about medication, which, some people believe that it should never be an option. Other people believe that, it's a blessing that God allowed to come into the world and stuff like that. Like, I definitely am not anti-medication. I think there is like a limit of, when something is excessive or actually needed, but then
Yeah.
things that can actually help, like at least in the mental health department, like I'm very like vocal and advocating about like that, because I've struggled with that. But obviously I think there's a lot of other stuff that are, in foods that are like
Yeah.
terrible for us. But when someone were to look at you and be like, at least this is how I think about it, it's like, that's so hard. Like, how do I sit there and like make something with only like four ingredients when I could go to the store and buy it for $4? So like,
Yeah.
what is your like, I guess, encouragement or advice, or like how did you kind of like literally be like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna put the extra couple steps in to do this? Like, how did that play out?
Yeah, so it looked a little different for me, because I was just to the point where I was like, I don't know what to do. Just weeping every single night. Like, I lost like the will to live sometimes, because I was in so much pain physically. And that just affects you mentally, like truly does. So I just stripped everything out and reintroduced all new things, and it was a lot of discipline, but I would say like my biggest suggestion to people, which is kind of like what I try to help others with, is like you don't have to do everything I'm doing. Like, you do what's comfortable with you, and it's baby steps. Like, if that means taking one thing away or adding one thing in, whether it's a supplement or it's just like, okay, instead of buying this milk, I'll switch to this milk, but I'm still gonna have like the same smoothie, you know? Like, baby steps at a time. People can get overconsumed with, like, well, if I can't do all of it, I'm gonna do none of it. But that's, we have to live in moderation too. So in my house, I keep things really clean so that when I go out, I'm like more comfortable with, just enjoying the meal and not like over fixating on, oh my gosh, like what's the quality of this or blah, 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 which I still can be like when I go out. I'm like that person who's like 20 minutes later, they're still like, where is that from? Like, where'd you get that? And I'm like, sorry, guys. But yeah, I would just say like, convenience too in this world, like everything is now just like what's convenient,
What's easy? What can I get right now? The
instant
patience.
gratification. Yeah,
Yes.
people have no like patience, so definitely something that it's taught me for sure. But I mean, even like little things, sometimes I trade, because time is money as well, and time is, stuff you can't get back. And so if there is specific things I can switch to that like will give me a little bit of time. Like, you just have to find the balance of like what's going to be worth it for you. And same for like organic or non-organic. It's like if you can't afford the organic, it's still better to get certain products, or maybe find the frozen organic, because frozen can be cheaper a lot, and hold better like nutritional value. So it's just like kind of finding what will work for each person and where they're at in the season of life.
Wow.
Yeah.
I need you to come and clean
Girl,
out
I'm
my
down.
pantry. No,
I'm
I
down.
don't
Like,
want
that's no, no,
to.
no. Like, no, I'd be so gentle. But no, I love it. Like, I'm always like, who wants to make like fun stuff?
Oh, I mean,
So
I love to
yeah.
cook, but I will sit there and throw like a whole stick of butter in something
See, but
and like,
I'm here. I'm more here for like the like butter and like healthy fats and like cheat like all that stuff. Just like the quality. Like, I mean, I bake, so I like
when
my
you say
sweets.
quality, like if you were to go into the store and like let's say you're like helping someone pick out something to make, I don't know, like what's something normal, like a meal, like eggs and
Yeah.
toast and bacon. Like
Yeah.
what would you guide someone through? Like let's
Okay.
say we're walking just through a normal grocery store, like where would you take that person? What aisle? Like what kind of products are they going to be getting? Like
Yeah. So I love to like homestead and make everything from scratch, but if I'm gonna go in the store and like buy everything from the store, I would get pasture raised eggs, organic if you can. If not, at least pasture raised. That would be my best if you can't get farm or anything like that. I would go find sourdough bread. You want to look for the bread, least ingredients. You want it to say unenriched flour and not bleached. So oftentimes people see not bleached and then they're like, okay, cool. But you don't want it to be enriched. It's sprayed with folic acid. It's horrible for you. I have a gene mutation, which when you have the enriched anything,
I have that
yeah,
too.
the
The
MTHFR, yeah.
yes.
I'm like,
Can you
mother trucker.
can you yeah,
Yeah.
can you explain what that is real quick?
Okay, so you can have two variants of this gene mutation, but essentially it is how your body breaks down specific things as well as different like medications and detoxing. It's a huge effect on your detoxing. So when I am detoxing or trying to cleanse, like it's harder for your body. So you could just be swishing around the detox you just did and actually feel bad still. Um, so yeah, which is awesome. I mean, it's not awesome that you not awesome that you have that.
My
Um,
dad has it too, and
yeah,
so and I mean obviously
people
you have to
should.
have both parents to get the because I have the
Yes, I have the
double.
double. Yes, I'm like, thanks, mom
But
and dad. Shout out.
yeah, so crazy enough, there was something that when I was pregnant, my one of my prenatals that I took, this specific brand had something that helped me so much with it all. But
Okay,
I can't remember what it was.
it's like something
Uh,
with like folic
yes,
acid.
it was like the
Yes.
I don't remember. But anywho, I tell all my friends to take them now.
No, seriously, like there's
Like go take some prenatals.
no, you should, yeah, definitely include the folic acid. It's so boosts everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
It's
my dad
crazy.
takes a supplement of it too, and like, but that's, I guess people need to like, nobody wants to sit there though and look at ingredients.
No,
But
I am in the grocery store for hours. Like
yeah,
I
see, I
look like
can't do that.
insane.
I get
Like
overstimulated and I'm just like, I'm ready to go. Like I do
see,
that when I go shopping
yeah.
too.
Okay, I get overstimulated shopping, but I don't know what it is, but grocery stores like it's a hobby for me. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I love this." Um so I'm like anyone wants me to grocery shop with
How
them,
old are
like I'm
you?
down. I'm 24.
24 and she loves
Yeah.
to grocery shop. Somebody come wife her
I'm
up.
like, "Please."
Wait, are you in a relationship?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
No for you too? Hmm.
yeah, unfortunately not. I can't really keep a guy for a second date, unfortunately.
It's so
How,
hard.
yeah, have you been able to like meet anybody, Bobby, in here?
Not truly like God-fearing men. Like I feel like there are not as many who are. I don't know if they say they want to get married and then they really don't. When you're like, oh, I really want to get married. I want to be a wife. I want to be a mother. Like that's the desires of my heart. I feel like it's very. Then they like run away.
Yeah.
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 Or they're like, I'm just down for a good time. I'm like,
Where are you meeting people?
mm,
Like, how are you meeting people? I'm curious because
um,
I don't know where to meet people.
I'm a bit of like a social butterfly, which I feel like you are
Oh, I
too.
am. It's more so like,
But to meet intent, like, I can just meet anyone on the street and, like, just give them a hug because I just, like, love
yeah,
people. But I do have a hard time. I feel like it takes me a little bit to be like, are they, like, a good, like, person? Or am I just only seeing the good because I'm choosing to just,
yeah. No, I'm the
like,
same way. I
yeah.
always like look at the best in somebody and then think that's
Yeah.
just their only quality.
Right? Because also it's like, I know we're all flawed, so I'm not trying to be, like, harsh.
Yeah.
But someone could punch me in the face and I'd be like, oh, it's okay. It's been a bad day. Like, me too.
No, because
Yeah,
honestly,
how do
I
you
think this is
find?
like a cool thing to throw in here because like
Yeah.
the other people that I've had on here so far
We're
have been
married
have
or
been
like in a,
married
yeah.
or in a serious relationship or
Mm-hmm.
something like that, and like obviously I feel like I'm very out of place because I don't have a relationship. I like am not actively like in the pursuit of getting married. I mean, I want to be, but like one plus one.
Yeah. Yeah, right?
I
But
need one more.
I will say, okay, so my heart shifted a little bit because I was like, okay, well, like I feel super ready and called to be a wife, but I'm not going to go ask like men to go out with me. I'm very like a man is going to pursue me. And I was just, DDD in my apartment all alone, everything like that, and I realized like, oh, well, yes, he has to pursue me, but I also have to be available.
Yeah.
And I was like checking myself like, am I available though? And so I feel like that has shifted a bit with just trying to be like available to at least like be pursued. But it's
What do you
really
mean by that?
I just mean like I probably seemed like really closed off. Like maybe I seemed, like same old Gabby, but not like open to being like asked out or
Are
something.
you in the grocery store too much?
Yeah, I think that was the biggest problem. I was like, what's Gabby doing on Friday night? She's just, running all her spots.
Which again, there's nothing wrong with placing
No,
that time,
no,
but
no.
again, the availability of like,
Yes,
am I
like
ready?
just
Do I want
yes. I'm
this?
like, well, if I want to be a wife and I'm called to be a wife, I have to be available to like. I just want to skip the dating phase. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really want to skip.
It really
Is there a
sucks
way
right
to skip the
now.
dating
Like,
phase?
I wish there was. Like, maybe just like hop
Yeah.
over to Vegas and get married in front of Elvis or
Yeah,
something
like,
and
hey,
just say, hey.
I'm gonna post on my story, like, we're gonna be in Vegas this day. If you want to get married,
Yeah, by the way, we are not encouraging that.
we're also joking. Like, that was a
This is
joke.
very much sarcasm. We are not encouraging going and getting married to
Like,
somebody you do not know.
yeah.
That is not what
No,
the
this is
God,
not
God
love
has in
at
store.
first sight. Love is blind, or
Love is
whatever that
blind.
is.
Oh yeah, we're like they sit in the
Yeah.
room. This low key kind of feels
This kind
like
of is. We could put like a
we could put a
blinder
little
up.
blinder and just talk to
Yeah.
each other. I could come in and like do blind dates for you in here.
Yeah.
We could just like
You know
host
what I was
people.
thinking? I've been like asking girls about this. More like because I'm like, okay, does anyone else want this? Like a big like Christian mixer, like for all ages, even like the people who are like 50, 60 who want to go out on dates, just a more it's super intentional. It's like you have to like want to actually be pursuing a relationship and like marriage, but for people to just kind of meet and greet like casually. And
Let's do that.
I really want to do that. I've been wanting to do that I
All
just
right,
really want to do
so
that.
Charlotte people, anyone from the age of 21?
Yeah.
21 to like 35.
Yeah.
If you are single and you're looking to mingle and find your partner, your missing piece that God has in store for you, we're going to host a blind dating mixer event.
Yay, right?
We're going to do that. So stay tuned because that's going to
Yeah.
be a work in progress because I got to meet somebody.
Yeah, there's some logistics, but
Yeah, we're going to
this will
figure that
be,
out. Stay
I'm
tuned.
excited. Yeah.
No, because there's so many, I feel like,
Yeah.
young people that do want a godly spouse, but just don't know where to find them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're going to the wrong places to try to find them.
Yeah.
And then they're just like taking like steps backwards, which like we've all been there. I've been there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like I'll go somewhere and be like, all right, where is my amazing godly Christian
Where's
husband?
he gonna be?
And then I am like, okay, well, why was I looking there? Like, and
Yes,
so
you're looking in the trash. Like, 'cause
yes.
where, like, you feel like you've used all your resources.
That will be something definitely that will be
Yeah.
in the midst work of things. But okay, so this has been such a tangent, but I love it. I
Yes,
feel like it's
we're
very
girls,
yeah, no, it's
right?
interesting. Like I would sit here and listen to this.
I'm a chatterbox.
So being here doing that, the coffee stuff, like what do you use for that? Like where was the passion of like finding the right products? Like how much like did you do research on this? Like how did you come up
Yeah.
with the perfect like blend or roast or whatever the crap it's called?
No, yeah, so honestly, like, this is truly a testimony to, like, God's glory is I was in Florida visiting my best friend, and I had been, like, wanting to open a coffee shop. Like, I want to open a storefront, like, for forever now. That's always been in my heart. But, like, God put it on my heart to be like, you just need to do it. Like, just do it. I'm like, well, I don't have, like, the resources, blah, blah, blah. No, like, he's going to provide, like he says he is, like, just do it. I came back from Florida in under 2 weeks. I came up with the name, the logo, the people literally shout out to everybody who had been such a hand in this, like making me t-shirts, like helping me with my Square setup and all sorts of technological stuff that I'm not like amazing at. Like shout out to every single person who has helped. Under 2 weeks had like basically my first pop-up. Like my cart wasn't even built yet. It was just like God was like, do it. Ordered stickers, ordered cups, ordered everything. Boom. And like I couldn't even tell you how because it takes me usually a really long time to come up with recipes, and I make all my syrups from scratch and everything. So like I didn't even have.
How do you do that?
I just am like bloop 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 bloop, and it either like works, tastes good, or it's like maybe not. So like every single thing was just such divine timing because that's all I can say. Like they just came to my mind, like all of it, and I'm very indecisive. So
I am too.
so that's why I think God was like, you just need to move because otherwise this will be a really long process. And then from there, I went home and my parents helped me build my coffee cart, and so like everything from scratch. I'm a from scratch person.
Wow, that is so cool.
So
No, honestly, that's
yeah.
kind of funny, like how everything kind of just happened so quickly for you because mine's the same way.
Yeah,
So
I
like,
remember.
even like in my pregnancy, I knew that God had placed on my heart that I eventually wanted to do this one day. I didn't know if it would be talking, writing a book. Still, I would love to do that. But actually, when I was pregnant, I journaled a ton, and one of the days I wrote was like ideas for a future book or a podcast name and something, and I actually wrote down the journey after.
Oh, that's
and
so cool.
I was like, maybe I'll use this one day, whatever. Obviously, post placement, everything was really emotionally hard. I wasn't ready to really talk about it, and then things started clicking. And so over the past like 6-7 months, I really started to like explore what this might look like. I had connected with other people and organizations and stuff like that, just to kind of like dip my feet in the water. And, I just felt like I was continuing to get pulled. I kept applying for like all these different jobs too, just to get like a side job. I've gotten like I got denied every single one of them, which like I was so frustrated with. But I look at it now too, and it's like if I would have poured in my time to that, I wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
have been able to pour in my time to all of this. Granted, getting a job, becoming financially independent is still very important, but God's been also able to use all this for me to
Yeah.
also help that in my area. But I will say, like 2 or 3 weeks right before my first episode launched, I had a little shift change with everything going on, and I ended up coming up with my new name, The Journey After, a logo. I had a wonderful girl reach out to me who edits all my stuff, and she is absolutely amazing. And then I found this place to be my spot, and it just clicked instantly in a way that like I couldn't understand. And so yeah, like I know that God wanted me here to be sitting here, to be doing this, to have people come on and share things like what you've gone through. I think it's beneficial for everyone to hear and to talk about, to also just show that like we're two very normal people with
Yeah.
like insane stories of life. And so that's literally everybody in a way. Everyone has a story. That's why I'm so huge about my name that I love so
I
much,
love it.
because like everyone has their own journey, everyone has their own path. Everyone's been somewhere, and now everyone's heading somewhere. And so, I just love it. And so it's such a good way to be able to show a, very bold statement of your life beforehand and your life after. Now, at least in my perspective of like Christ, making me a new creation, because the old's gone and my new is here. And so, it was cool. That was just a tangent again, but I just like wanted to
I'm here
share how
for
like
it.
the
Yeah.
our both of our kind of
So cool.
timelines got like
Yeah.
really like scrunched down really quick, which was such a blessing in
Oh,
disguise, but
such a
so
such a
stressful
yeah,
too at the same
so
time.
crazy. Yeah, my parents actually like thought I hid my business from them, because they were like, it can't happen that fast, and I was like, it did, like all because of God. Like there's
Yeah,
no other way.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was crazy how it all just played out too. Because like again, I'm extremely indecisive as well. And then also I think a lot of people were shocked that I was willing to talk about stuff like this so quickly, because
Yeah.
by the time this airs, my son will be one, but you know, it hasn't even been a year yet for me. And so I am still processing, and some days I will say like it's really hard for me to talk about. It's not something that I want to think about all the time, because being a birth mom is not easy. It is hard. Adoption is hard, but it's also beautiful, and I am grateful for all the beautiful blessings that it has provided. But it is difficult, and for me to want to talk about it or communicate with people about this and have other people on to share their stories of it can be hard sometimes. And so, for this to kind of play out so quickly for me in this past year has kind of been crazy,
Yeah.
and such a cool way to see God use something that I was so fixated on in my pregnancy that was worthless. I
Yeah.
thought everything that I'd been through was worthless. I didn't think there was going to be any purpose for my pain of my story. I was so angry. I hated everything. I hated myself. I hated what God had laid out for the options for me. Granted, it was literally nothing to do with Him because it was all my choices. But it's kind of cool now to see a small bit of the flip side of where God might want me, where He might be pulling me, and how He's going to continue using the journey after, how He's going to continue using your coffee business. But what made you choose that name?
Oh my gosh. So I this is like crazy to another like God wink. Um so when I first moved into my apartment last year, there was like a sticky note like in one of our craft rooms that said like Psalm 23, and I didn't think anything of it. I just snapped a photo of it cuz I just just moved in day, like never lived on my own, like crazy. And then just a few days ago, I was going through my camera roll because I'm actually making this like little health video. And I scroll all the way up to like last September when I moved in, and I see that sticky note, which is the name of one of my drinks, the Psalm 23. And it was a full circle of God of like, hey, like I stewarded you here. This is exactly where you're supposed to be and exactly what you're supposed to do. And mine is Palm and Psalms. So I just think Psalms is super encouraging, a great place that God is just always going to pick you up through and just show just all sorts of testimonies. And I'm super like beachy country, like
Yeah.
whatever. So I'm like, that just was perfect little twang to it. And just palm trees. I feel like everyone sees palm tree and they're happy. I don't care
Mm.
where it is. You could put one in Ohio and I would be happy because I'm like, it's palm tree.
I love
Um,
palm trees. It
so
immediately
like
makes me think of
super
the
fun.
beach.
Yes, and I'm like, who's not happy when there's a little bit of like, I feel like those are all positive. I'm like, and you gotta like country music, and if you don't, then hopefully my business helps you a little bit.
Oh gosh. You obviously came up with the logo, the name, the design of everything, and you
Yeah.
mentioned that you have merch. Do you have merch?
So I'm getting some merch. Some of it was like just like for me, like what I wear.
Yeah.
But I am getting some merch because there will be merch at the coffee festival. So I'm
And
excited.
when is that going to be?
That's October 4th.
October 4th. And where is
Yeah,
it?
it's in like uptown, like somewhere. So somewhere in the city.
Guys, check out October 4th.
Yeah,
There's going to be, I guess,
CLT
Coffee
Coffee
Day.
Festival.
Coffee
Yeah,
Festival. I didn't even know that was a
it's
thing.
new.
Well, and
Yeah,
if you
super
ever get
cool.
merch, definitely let
Yeah,
me know. I want some.
I
I'm thinking
will.
about doing some merch. I want merch for myself
Yes,
really
yeah.
badly.
Like so
Um,
cute. Like a little. I
but
can see like a little hoodie like in the fall and like so
oh, I want a
cute.
hat. I want a
I
hat
want a
so
hat
bad.
too.
Yeah.
Super
So,
fun.
well, let me know, guys, if you want some merch. I might be dropping something soon. There might be a little surprise coming
Yeah,
for
we love
people.
that.
But no, yeah, that would be cute if you did that with palm trees and stuff.
Right? Like super fun here. Um, Also, like side note, looping back to what you were saying, about just like not knowing what God was gonna use you for and everything through like just all the pain and everything, and like here you are now. Um, I just love how you said that, some people are kind of shocked, like, why are you talking about it so soon? And I just think it's so cool because, like, God uses, like, the most broken, wounded parts of us for the biggest of His glory. And it's something that, like, we shouldn't shy away from. Like, the really, really dark stuff, I think people want to just, like, but like I think that's the stuff that's really cool and you can talk about it and you can be like, I'm good. Like doesn't mean there's not hard days, but like I'm good because God's good and he's like using you in such amazing ways, which like we're supposed to say, thank you and like glorify him through it. So I
Yeah.
love that you are and you're not waiting like
Well,
10
yeah.
decades later to be like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah. Well, I
like
think the thing is that I tell myself all the time, and that I told myself too during my pregnancy, and I've said this a lot, is that God gave me a testimony, just like He gave you, anybody else. And it would be selfish of me to keep it to myself. You know, if I had somebody that had walked identically through my shoes that could have shared with me a little bit more about stuff that I might be feeling or going through and how to continue to point me to Jesus, you know, which I did had some of those people in my life towards the end, but, you know, that would have meant everything. And I tell myself all the time, if I can just encourage one girl that finds themselves in an unplanned pregnancy or a birth mom or in an abusive relationship or struggling with mental health or all these things, you know, it makes everything that I've gone through worth it because I know that God's using it in a way that I would never be able to comprehend. And so, again, it would be selfish of me to keep my testimony to myself, just like it would be selfish for somebody else to keep it to themselves because our testimonies are one thing that the world can never take away from us. It is one thing that nobody can ever contradict you on or
mhm.
change because it is what God wrote for your story of your life. And so, I don't know. That's why I speak. But yeah, I mean, it is still, you know, not every day I'm going to be like, I'm great. This is amazing. Like, I know that God is good all the time. And, you know, in my weakness, his strength is made perfect. But, you know, not every day I get that, oh, I'm going to go seize the day type
Yeah.
vibe. But I will also say, too, something big in my pregnancy that really like carried and walked me through things was Philippians 4:13.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can do all things through Christ who gives me
Yes.
strength. And so every day it's like I can get up out of bed and make my bed and start the day. I can go talk to somebody about my story that needs to hear it. I can go to church. I can go see my friends. I can be around a baby. I can, hang out with my family. I can go see my son. I can, you know, cry. And I can do all those things because Christ gives me his strength to do that. And so, I think that's another highlight of why I am able to sit here right now and to talk about it, and why you're able to sit here and talk about things is because we can do all things through Christ. And so there's nothing that can stop me. Nothing is against me when Christ is for me. And so, I don't know, that's just how I try to view things sometimes. And obviously, I'm human. So, like, I'm going to have my doubts. I'm going to have my frustrations. I am going to not want to feel that strength. But I also can always acknowledge that it's there and that I can always lean on it.
Yeah, that's good. I love that.
Yeah. I don't know. That was.
That's good. Got that.
Yeah. But I don't know. People go through hard things all the time. And not every single person will always be able to sit next to somebody and hold their hand and be like, I know what you're going through. But Jesus can.
Yeah.
And I know that he's holding my hand and walking me through everything. But it is hard when we walk through the world and we feel like we're alone. But I think another key point for me too is that I am not building my kingdom here. I'm building the kingdom in heaven. And that's where my eyes need to be fixed on, and not sitting here looking down at the ground because I'm sad or discouraged. This pain on this earth is so temporary, and it is not my forever. It is not my eternity. The grief, the pain, the sadness, all that will go one day, and it will not be going with me. And so, in the bigger picture of things, this is my time to give my all, to suffer well, because one day I will be rewarded in heaven by being able to accept the gift of eternity with Jesus. And, that makes everything worth it. Even if our brains and our bodies can't fully comprehend it right now.
Yeah.
Because I, again, know that one day this will pass.
Yep. This too shall pass.
I actually just got that tatted on me.
Did you really?
My best friend says that to me all the time.
Oh my gosh.
Shout out Ava, I love you. Yeah, she wrote it for me, and she said that to me for years. She said it to me all the time through my pregnancy. And yeah, she wrote it. I had it on my side.
I
It
love
says, "This too shall
that.
pass." Yeah.
No, like, and it's true.
It really is. And again, like, this life, we're not guaranteed tomorrow. We're not guaranteed in an hour. So each day it's like, live it the best you can for what God's pulling you and calling you to do. And just know that you're not living for the world. You're living for an audience of one.
Yeah.
And I tell myself that all the time,
Makes
too.
it a lot easier, honestly.
It does.
It does.
You're not pleasing everyone around you, because you will never please the world.
No.
Ever. Ever. You're never going to please a man. You're never going to please your best friend. You're never going to please your parents. You're never going to please your children. At least fully.
Yeah.
You can make somebody happy. You can make somebody smile. You can satisfy somebody. But, at the end of the day, the only person's approval and pride over our lives should be God.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
And yeah.
All right, so we're going to wrap up here. We've had some all over the place conversations, but such good conversations. I hope you've enjoyed listening to the sporadic talks about possible blind dating mixers, how to become healthy like Gabby, and learning how God can actually be implemented in our life through food, and healthy habits. Also talking about, just journeys of
Yeah.
faith, healing, and redemption. But yeah, I'm so happy to have you on. Thank you again for, being my guest today on this podcast. Is there any, you know, words of wisdom or verse or statement that has impacted you that you want to impact others? Or is there just any last final thing that you want to share?
No, but thanks for having me again. Had a great time. I love our little girl time.
I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like biggest thing I would say at the moment, like with just kind of everything we talked about, is just knowing that like no matter what you're going through, no matter how hard, how good, how easy, whatever it is, that like God is going to bring you through it, and he's going to sit with you in the pain just as much as he'll sit with you in the joy. And so just to lean on him, I encourage whoever's watching this, like if you face like medical health challenges or just like whatever your journey looks like, that like God's just so good. And I think that's like that's all I can say is just like he's so good. Even on like the bad days, he's good. On the good days, he's good. And you can have a good day with bad parts to it. You can have a bad day with good parts to it. So just to seek the light and just to seek God through it, because he wants you to. Like sometimes he's just, honestly, like sometimes like I get hyper fixated on other things consuming me, and I have to reflect and sit back down and realize like God was just sitting there the whole time. Like I was waiting for you. Like I wanted to hug you. I wanted to comfort you. And he wants us to lean on him fully, like straight up trust fall, like onto him. So yeah, I just encourage people just to dive deeper into that and just to know that like he's good. And like you said, like this is not our forever home. So if you don't see the healing or what you want to look like, just know that his will for you is better. And on the other side of on heaven, like you're gonna have everything,
Yeah.
so you don't have to worry.
I love that.
Yeah.
No, thank you so much for sharing that. Also, guys, don't forget to check out Gabby's coffee business, Palm and Psalm, right?
Yeah. I was just giggling about like
Palm and Psalm. Definitely check out that October 4th date for the coffee festival thingy here in Charlotte if you're from here. If not, if you're ever coming through the city, definitely check her out at a pop-up. I'm sure, she'll be around, and definitely follow her social media. I will tag it all below, and stay on a lookout for possible merch in the future. Wink, wink. I want some. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for all the love, subscribing, sharing this podcast. Again, God is just so good, and I'm so thankful for that. I'm hoping Gabby would love to come back on again to have more conversations and more girl talk. It was so fun. Also, if you're interested in being a guest, definitely check out the link on my website under Get Connected. Fill out the form. I would love to have you sitting in the seat that Gabby's in to have more conversations, to share testimonies and stories, and just to get more stories of people's lives out there. Because again, we're two normal people with amazing testimonies from the Lord. And so I want to have all of you and every one of you on here to talk and to share. So yeah, please feel free to message me, submit a form, and I will take a look at those and get back to you as soon as I can. But yeah, as always, it's not about where you've been, but where you're heading and your journey after. Bye, guys. Love you. Baumann.
like bow chicka wow wow. Baumann.
Gabbi Baumann. Baumann. Dang it!
I knew you were gonna say Bowman. That's like so common. You're
Okay,
like Bowman.
Baumann?
Yeah.
Baumann. Bow.
Like bow, like bow down to the Lord, not me.
Okay. Love that. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Journey After podcast. I'm your host, Jordan, and today I'm with a special guest, Gabbi Baumann. Ah! I have this dude's name stuck in my head, and it's Bowman, and now I can't get that out. All right. Maybe I'm just going to be like, hey guys, here's my special guest.
Like, we don't need to know names.
She can introduce herself because I keep saying it wrong. Okay. Baumann. Prenatals.
No, oops, I hit stuff here. Girl, you look
All right.
good. The day I met you, I was like, you're so pretty.
You're so pretty. You look like
Yeah.
a Barbie doll.
I don't know what, like, you look like Ariel. That's like the Disney princesses. With
I
hair.
love Ariel.
Yeah, I remember you came in and she's like, your hairdresser. I'm like, oh, your hair's so.
No, you're so
You were
pretty.
like, my hair doesn't look good. I was like,
Oh no, it looked
your
so
hair
bad
looks
that
so.
day.
I thought, no. I already knew. I was like, I want to be your friend. And scene.
I'm trying to think how I want to do this. But yeah, as always,